Connect your Formly to Google Sheets and send your form responses directly to Google Sheets with these simple steps. For this integration, go to your existing form or create a new one. Here I am using an existing form. Then go on to Connect, which will take you to the Google Sheets integration page. Here click on Sign in to Google. From here, you will be able to sign in into your Google account. Next, you can choose whether you want to create a new sheet or send your responses to an existing sheet. If you want to send your results to a Google Sheet you already have, just copy and paste the URL of the sheet here. If you want to create a new sheet, then give your sheet a name and click Create Spreadsheet. And your integration is done and you're all set. Finally, if you have any responses to your Formly form, then you can choose to send them to your Google Sheets just by clicking here. In the Connect panel, you can access your Google Sheet by clicking on the View Spreadsheet. This is what your results will look like in Google Sheets. The questions will appear in the first row with the responses below. Now, if you would like to add or edit any questions, you will need to export your data from the Results tab. You can select All and export your results into HTML, CSV or PDF files. Once you've done that, you need to delete all your responses from the existing form. Now let's go back to the Create screen. You need to unpublish the form and now we can make the necessary changes. Let's add one more question to this. Now we have added another question to the form. Let's republish the form. Copy this link and let's do one submission here. Refill the form and let's do a submission. Go back to Connect. Here, click on View Spreadsheet to see your new responses. This is your edited version of the form. You can see the added question here. Don't worry if you see this kind of a message. In this case, it won't break the integration. The responses from the earlier version of the form will now be in the tab as archived. So this means you will never lose any of your responses. Now let's talk about some of the do's and don'ts so that your integration works properly. You can change the name of the sheet just by coming and clicking here. You can add additional records manually. You can also edit or delete existing records. You can also add filters. Now a few things you should avoid doing, which will break the integration. You cannot integrate two forms in the same tab. Do not change the order of the columns, as these are the questions in your Formly form and so you do not want to mess with them. You cannot move or delete your form if it's been used in the integration. And now, if you want to work with your data a bit more, then either duplicate your results to a new tab or you can make a copy of the form and have a free reign over your data. Finally, if you want to turn off the integration, you can do that in the Connect app by toggling this switch off. If you want to edit your integration such as to connect to a different Google account or sending your responses to a different Google Sheet, you have to delete it by clicking on these three dots and hitting Delete Integration. And that's our Google Sheets integration.